what I want to do tonight is start, since we are a little tired and maybe need a little bit of restorative to start, I want to use the strap and the bolsters and the blocks to start. And we can set up our bolsters the same way that we've been doing for Shavasana. So we're going to just take that mild, elevated back bend, sort of heart opener position. So I like highest height on that back block and the middle height on the second block. And then the strap is a little bit more complicated, but if you need me to come around and adjust you, or just maybe you don't feel comfortable using the strap at all, that's totally fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to create Baddha Konasana with the legs, but we are going to use the belt to kind of hold the shape, so we don't feel like, the legs are just kind of like falling open, that they're supportive. So we're going to kind of like put it on like a seat belt. I want you to take the strap around the sacrum, or the small of your back, kind of where the top of your butt is. Okay. And we're going to create a Baddha Konasana shape. I like the legs or the feet a little further away. So I want you to make a loop. So I want you to take your one end of the strap through both loops, and then split them apart and bring it back through the loops so that you can tighten the strap. Okay, so we've created like an actual belt. Okay, and so just make sure the buckle is on the side. It's not going to hit your feet. Okay, so we're going to take the strap under the feet and over the shins and the thighs. Okay, so once you get there, tighten it up, not all the way. Tighten it up quite a bit so that when you lay back, it's going to get tighter. Okay, so make sure your feet are together. And once you lay back, pull the strap down a little bit. So again, it's like on the sacrum. It's not on your low back. It's below it. And then you can tighten it up a little more and make sure that your legs can't move, but at the same time, make sure that you're not really, really uncomfortable, because you should feel nice and supportive, and it should actually be some traction on your low back if you get it in the right spot. Okay, and if you do need some extra blocks under your knees, let me know if this is too much for your inner thighs. Okay, anybody hate this? Everybody's okay? Don't put me up the wall again. I won't. Who said that? Rebecca? Did you say that? Yeah. I was like, I went home to my husband. I was like, that was such a fail.
I liked it.
And then he's like, why did you change it up? And I was like, I don't know. I wanted to try it. But anyway, you guys are amazing. So, yeah. So everybody feels good? Okay. Let's take a couple minutes here and let yourself really just settle into this position. And again, if you feel like you're struggling, just raise your hand. I will come and give you some more support. Take a big breath in through your nose. Let it all out your mouth. And just start to feel the connection to your breath, to your baby. Let your breath start to move from the lower part of your body, belly, all the way up to your heart. And as you exhale, letting the breath come back down. And then just allow yourself to really just focus on the inhale and the exhale. So letting go of any chatter, any noise, anything that doesn't serve you in this moment. Let yourself feel the support of your props, the earth, your amazing body that's evolving to make room, make space, create. Relaxing through your forehead, your eyes, your jaw, your mouth, shoulders, upper back, neck. You can start to picture this energy, this prana, life force circulating through your body, from your feet all the way up through the spine, through the heart, all the way to the top of the head, out through the limbs, the arms, and then back down from the crown of your head, down the spine, down the legs to your feet. So you can inhale that energy, that breath, all the way up to the top of the head. And then exhale it down the body, down through your feet and out. So inhaling some lightness, some space, some comfort. Exhaling heaviness, any stagnant energy. Keep that imagery, keep that little meditation going. Maybe the energy and the breath has a color. Maybe not. And if you feel like you want to stay in this position with your legs, feel free. If you need to come out of the strap, you can just kind of move your feet inward and then just keep the belt on, but just slip it off your feet and extend your legs and stay on the bolster. Let your legs go wide. You can keep them nice and straight. Maybe you rock your legs in and out, just getting some of that energy flowing. And coming back to stillness. Still breathing from the feet all the way up to the very top of your head. And then exhaling from the crown all the way down the body and out through your feet. Just take another couple of breaths just like this. And then we're going to start to bring your hands to your belly and just step your feet in, bend your knees. And we'll roll onto our left side. Stay on the bolster. So just, you can place your top hand still on your belly, just kind of holding it up if you need some support there. Good. Very slowly, you can start to come up to sit. So that top hand can now come to the floor and you can just kind of lean a little bit forward, keeping the head heavy to push yourself up. Okay. Taking the strap off of the legs. We're going to come to tabletop. So very slowly transitioning here. You can move your bolster to the side. Move your blocks to the side. So as we come to tabletop, spread those fingers. Keep the energy still calm and inward. So in this position, start to find some movement. You can inhale, find your cow pose, lift your heart, lift your tailbone, exhale, round, pushing out of the floor. Cat pose, good. Inhale nice and slowly, just warming up the spine. And exhale, just gently pushing out of the floor. Good. Now letting yourself move a little bit in your cat-cow. So you can even kind of circle your hips and you can actually move your whole torso all the way around, like you're jump roping your spine. You can start to kind of lean back a little bit. So feel it out. Relax your head. Let baby move with you. So just kind of, again, creating that water element that's already abundant inside of us. We're just moving with that element. So create a little more fluid alignment. Okay, and then from here, we're going to take it back to neutral. And let's take our knees a little bit wider. Big toes can come a little bit closer. You're going to find some movement with the arms and kind of transitioning almost into child's pose, but not quite. So you can watch me for a second. I'm going to take my left arm and I'm going to circle it forward. I'm going to start to look at my hand as I do that, I'm going to lean my hips back towards my heels and then slowly kind of bow down. So I'm just using this one arm to circle back and down. Good. And then keep this going as you gaze at the hand. If it's too much for your neck, just do what's comfortable. Okay, continuing. Just warming up that left shoulder a little bit. Okay, take one more. And let's take that inhale, left arm up to the sky, just a little twist. And then exhale, set it down. Okay, same thing, second side. So watch your right hand go forward, up to the sky, and back behind you, sitting your hips towards your heels. Sweep it up and back. So it's kind of like you're running your fingers through a pool of water, lifting it up, sprinkling the water back behind you. Good. I take one more. And then we're going to take the right arm up to the sky. Looking up if you can. Take a breath in. Exhale, set it down. Good. Take an inhale back through center. And then as you exhale, let's walk our hands forward for a little puppy pose. Now, forehead can come to the mat if you would like to use your bolster. Just place your forehead on your bolster. Arms are going to be comforted by the bolster. Okay, and in your puppy pose, engage your lower abdominals. So allow the lower belly to lift baby up a little bit, just so we're not feeling all of the weight bearing down on our low back. Good, let this be a nice side body stretch up through the bottoms of your arms, sides of your arms. Good, let your ribs lift a little bit. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more. Beautiful job. Let's lift our head up. Slowly walk your hands back towards your knees. We're going to stand up on the shins. Come all the way up. And then we're going to step our right foot forward. Okay, so we're going to do lunge a little bit different today. And see how this feels for your body. We're going to stretch through the upper back. Usually we open. This time we're going to kind of find cat pose with the back. So we're going to bring our arms forward and clasp the fingers. Okay. And if this is too much, you can also do this with a strap. So a little modification would just be to grab your strap. Okay. We're going to see if we can do it with the hands clasped. So right forward. Now I want you to just tuck your chin a little bit towards your chest and just push your hands and reach your arms forward so that you get a really deep stretch through your upper back. And it's like your shoulder blades are moving out to the sides and with your upper arm so that everything is kind of going forward. But we just have to make sure we're lifting through the pelvic floor. So I want you to start to engage pelvic floor. Try to breathe. Good. Engage the feet and the legs. Front heel. You'll feel your glute and your hamstring turn on. Let's take one more breath. Good. And now reach the arms all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, cactus your arms. Okay. Let's take our hands inside your right foot. And lift your left knee. If you need to use some blocks, use some blocks. Okay, we're going to step the left foot to the left side of our mat and then find your Uttanasana fold. So wide-legged fold. Feet are wide, knees are a little bent. You can grab opposite elbow. So making sure your belly is able to come in between your legs. Give your head a little shake, yes and no. Okay, And then from here, release your arms. Let's take our hands on our hips for support. Press your feet down. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, release your arms. Good. Okay, finding your Tadasana. Bring your feet a little bit closer. Outer hips width. So just so we have a strong foundation, but we're not super unsupported. Okay. Now let's take our hands together, clasp them over the head so palms will be up to the sky. And then we're just going to move a little side to side. So don't worry about being in rhythm with me. I want you to just kind of get a little bit of stretch through the sides of your body. And then making sure the belly is kind of hugging in and up a little bit. So we're not feeling like we're compressing the low back. I want you to just go to a place that feels nice, but not to our deepest place. Good. And then we're going to come back up to center. And then exhale, just release your arms. Just give them a little rest. Good. Reach your arms forward. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Open the arms to the sides. Inhale forward. Look up. Exhale out to the sides. Out the mouth. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now this time, inhale back up. Clasp the fingers up to the sky. We're going to go over to the right. Stay here. So again, don't go to your deepest place. Go about halfway. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale to the other side. And then inhale back up. On your exhale, let's swan dive, bend the knees, come back into your fold. Okay. Take your hands on your shins. Prepare. Halfway lift, lengthen. On your exhale, let's take the hands in between or inside the left foot. We're going to step right foot back. Good. Lower your knee down to the floor. And then just push yourself off of your thigh. So come up to your lunge. Just lower this a little bit. Do you guys need the fan? Are you good? Need a little? You're good? Do you need a little fan? Yes? Okay. Take your arms forward. We're going to repeat that same thing. So clasp the fingers, reach the arms, and just tuck the chin a little bit. Turn this on a little bit. And I want you to just pull forward like you're reaching out to something. So turn your palms to face you this way. Yeah. Really push down with that left foot so we feel supported. Lift the pelvic floor. Good. Feel that nice stretch on the upper back. Take one more breath. Make sure you're breathing. Okay. Release your hands down. Let's take it back into tabletop. Okay. For those of you that just want to move through cow and cat pose as your vinyasa, just inhale cow pose, exhale cat. If you'd like to go down to the floor with the bolster, remember, take your bolster right on your thighs, pelvis over. You can come down to Sphinx pose first, okay? Maybe you come into a little cobra or a little up dog. So whether you're just doing cat-cow here for a couple rounds while the rest of us take that little flow, okay? We're going to see if we can make our way back to downward facing dog at some point. So take your time. If you're in your back bend, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, lift your seat downward facing dog. You can remove the bolster. If down dog's too much for you today, puppy pose or child's pose. Okay, puppy pose, we're on the shins. Child's pose, we're more back towards our seat. Okay, and you can also do child's pose with the bolster in between the knees. Good. So let's find the breath again. If you're in down dog, make sure your feet are wide. Wide, wide, wide. Yeah. You can even widen your hands. You can even turn your fingers out a little bit. Turn your hands out a little bit. That might feel nice on your shoulders. Good. Take a nice deep inhale. Slow exhale. One more breath wherever you are. Okay. And then from here, we're going to lower back down to knees. Okay. Let's take it back to the knees or to the shin. So walk your hands back. Step our right foot forward again. This time we're going to go for a little twist. We're going to walk our right foot all the way out to the right. Turn your toes out a little bit. Left hand is going to be all the way to the left. So we're going to keep this twist nice and wide so that we want to remember in our twist, belly button is going to face down. Just see if you can try to turn with your upper back, okay? So as we're going to place right hand on the thigh just for a little support. I want you to just turn through your chest. So it's not going to feel like the deepest twist you've ever done because we're not turning with the belly, okay? Then if you want a little more, right arm can reach up to the sky. Beautiful job. Good. You can always use a block with that left hand. Good. If you want to go even further with the side body, reach your right arm straight overhead towards the front of your mat. Good. Stay with it. It's a little bit more active, so you just choose what feels best. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful. Everybody take your hand inside your right foot. We're going to take runner stretch. We're going to straighten the right leg. We're going to keep the leg wide. So turn your right toes out to the right a little bit. You can always, again, lean on bolster blocks for support. This will get more into the side of your right leg, IT band, glute. So breathe in here. And then exhale, just fold a little bit. Again, we're not going to the deepest place. We're trying to just find what feels good, where we can stay and comfortably breathe. Good. Beautiful job. Keep the spine nice and long. Take another breath. Okay. And then from here, let's just step our right knee back. Okay. And right away, we're going to take it back up onto the shins. Step your left foot forward. Take it all the way to the left. Turn your left toes out. Hands are going to come inside your leg. And then take your right hand all the way to the right. Okay. And then take your left hand on your left thigh. And I want you to keep your belly button facing the floor. But just start to turn your chest. So you really have to go slow to think about it. You know, we might just automatically be on autopilot and try to really turn everything. Try to just turn from your upper back. And you can always reach that left arm straight up. If that feels good. You can reach it overhead if that feels good. And again, keep engaging through the pelvic floor. Take another breath here. Good. Let's all take that left hand down inside the leg and straighten that front leg. So walk your hands towards your body. Turn your left toes out to the left. Again, take any props you might need. 2 blocks, bolster. And then breathe here. Try to push a little bit into the right shin. So shin to the mat. Feel some, again, stability through the bottom of your pelvis, through your legs. Good. Stay with it. Hamstrings, outer leg, glute, thigh. Beautiful job. Let's slowly step that left knee back. Okay. And then same thing. We can take our cat-cow here. We can take our little vinyasa with the bolster. And we can skip all of that and just come into child's pose. Okay, so take a nice breath in if you're in your back bend. And then exhale, let your seat lift you up and back. Down dog, puppy dog pose, or child's pose. So one of those three. Good. Beautiful. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let's take one more breath in. Breath out. Good. And then if you're in downward facing dog, let's take it back down to our knees. Okay. We're going to set up for a little yogi squat, malasana. So let's take our blocks, and I like to take them to the highest height. These are nice and sturdy, and we're going to sit on them, sitting bones on the block. So I think the easiest way to do this is to get into a forward fold. So you can take your hands and just help you into a forward fold coming off of your seat, sticking the blocks back, and then bending your knees and sitting down. Okay, so make sure that they're under you. Some of us might need to adjust. For me, I take mine a little wider, but you might want them closer. Okay, and then once you are in the position, turn your heels out. I'm sorry, heels in, toes out. Okay, sit up nice and tall. Good. And let's take Yan Mudra, first finger to thumb to start. Sitting up tall, close the eyes. Good. So just getting in tune with the breath again, how you're feeling. No judgment, just observing. Just even that little bit of movement that we've done. Maybe it's helped to create a little bit more energy. Maybe it's helped to ease your mind a little bit. Good. I'll take another breath here. And then we can slowly start to open the eyes. We're going to take our little pelvic floor exercise. So some of us are closer to labor than others, but it's very important that we just keep reminding ourselves about engaging through the pelvic floor. And I've done a couple different images with the clock and the marble. So for some of you that may not remember or haven't heard me say it, the pelvic floor is like a circle, not a perfect circle, but you can just think of like the bones of your pubic bone in front, your sacrum in the back, and the two sitting bones that come together with all of these muscles, connective tissue, ligaments, whatnot. And we create this like basket of muscles with our bodies that helps keep everything up, because gravity is always bearing down on us. So when baby comes and baby starts to go downward, we want to make sure that we can engage and fully release. The release is probably the most important, but we want to make sure that those muscles are nice and toned. So, we don't, maybe we'll tear, but I don't know. It's a possibility, but it might just help a little bit. Why not? It can't hurt. Okay, so I want you to just start to bring those muscles together and up. So to remind you, pubic bone is 12 o'clock, sacrum is 6 o'clock, two sitting bones are 3 and 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, 3 and 9 o'clock. So if you close your eyes, just imagine you're sitting on a clock. And then I want you to inhale and pull the muscles, the clock, those numbers together to the center and up. And then as you exhale, see if you can just fully release everything. So inhale, bring those numbers together in the center and up. And then exhale, fully releasing everything. Good. And do that one more time. Inhale, engage, pull up. And then exhale, fully release. Good. And so you can continue with this imagery if it helps to think about your body picking up a marble off the floor and then slowly placing the marble back down. That's another way you can think about it. So let's do a few more. Take an inhale, engaging, and then exhale, releasing. Good. Maybe that inhale gets a little bit longer. Maybe the hold gets a little bit longer. And maybe the exhale gets a little bit longer. That release takes a little bit longer to let go. Good. Inhale all the way up, engage. And slowly exhale and release and just let it go. Okay, we're going to do 2 more. Inhale, engage. Exhale, relax. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Now just completely relax. Take your hands to your belly. Take a moment. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. And then as we slowly come back, okay, you can, if you need help getting up, you can take your bolster here. We're going to come back into forward fold. So you can place your hands on your bolster, lift your seat. If you don't need it, just come back up, keeping those feet wide, turn your toes forward, and just relax. Again, make sure your belly is able to go in between your legs. Okay, take another breath here. And then nice and slowly, we're going to roll ourselves up 1 vertebra at a time. Make sure your head comes up last so that we don't get lightheaded. You can even close your eyes when you get back up to your Tadasana. Okay. And then from here, we're going to just make our way to the top of the mat. So just take a little walk up to the top of the mat. And we're going to flow through 1 more time, and then we're going to come back onto our back. So let's reach our arms forward and up. Inhale. Exhale, big swan dive all the way down. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Now on your exhale, let's step our left foot back. Let your knee lower to the floor. And then just step your right knee back next to your left, finding your tabletop. Okay, so last chance to just do a little cat-cow here. 1 more vinyasa if you want to take your bolster again, lower to the mat. And come back up. And let's all make our way, when we're ready, into a child's pose. So if you want to take the restorative version, just take your blocks. Top block will be medium height. Second block will be lowest height. So we're making that ramp shape again, but our legs are wide, the arms are going to slip through in between the blocks. So you want to make sure that you have space for the arms. Make sure that you're not feeling any compression on your belly. So just adjust the bolster where you need it to be. Turn your cheek to one, or turn your head to one side, one cheek on the bolster. You're like giving it a hug. Seat back towards your heels as much as you can, knees wide. Good. And breathe. So when you if you go into labor, I say that because I keep repeating, I never went into labor. But if you do go into labor, most people do, all of these movements are really good to help with contraction. So if you are experiencing a longer labor and you need to move around, remember your yoga. Remember these little simple movements, whether it's just moving a little side to side, a little cat-cow, child's pose, little forward fold, right? All of these things may work physically, but most importantly, they will help you to focus your mind. So with that inhale and exhale, that can be very powerful to help you through. Okay, let's take one more breath. Let's turn our head to the opposite side, just making sure our neck stays comfortable. Beautiful. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands in. We're going to roll ourselves up. Okay. And then just place your bolster to the side. So we're going to come onto our backs again. Okay. We're getting ready for, bless you, for Shavasana slash, so last week we did legs up the wall, which a lot of us did not like. But if you feel like you need a legs up variation that we've done before, that will take some of that swelling, or will help feel, the legs might help feel a little lighter. You can take your 2 blocks wide, so we have a base for the bolster, and you can take your legs up over the bolster and just lie on your back. So it depends how you feel lying on your back, okay? So you can take your hip up to the bolster and just prop yourself up like this, okay? Now, if this doesn't work for you, that's okay, okay? We can just come back to where we were in the beginning. So you can lie down and try it. If you don't like it, just come back up to that first shape we did. And let yourself just find rest there, okay? Some of you that are a little further along, you might feel like you can't lie on your back for that long. You might feel a little winded after a minute. So make sure to come out of it. Okay. I'm going to move this a little closer to your knees. Okay. Is that better? Yeah, better? Okay. This is supported. Okay. Everyone good? Okay. So if you do feel like this is not comfortable, just raise your hand. I will come support you. And take a big breath in through your nose. Let it out your mouth. Just start to let go of all of the work. Body works nonstop. So see if you can allow your mind to move away from that, away from the feeling that we have to be doing something. So if you're still comfortable, stay where you are. We're going to take our Shavasana here. If you are not comfortable, just come out of it. Take your time. Don't feel like you have to rush. Take one final breath in through your nose and out your mouth. Start to come back to your breath. So nice slow inhale from your feet all the way to the top of your head. Exhale down the body out through your feet. Inhale up the length of the body, just bringing that nourishment, that lightness. Exhale out heaviness, anything that doesn't serve you in this moment. Take one final breath in. And let it all go. Just start to find a little bit of movement, small movements. Fingers, toes, hands, feet. And start to move head side to side. You can start to rub your belly, whatever feels good to come back in. And as you move onto your side, so if you're on your bolster, you can stay on your bolster. If your legs are up, just turn onto your left side again into a fetal position. And when you're ready, bring yourself back up to your seat with the eyes closed. Hands can come to your belly. And let's place our right hand on our belly, our left hand on our heart, just connecting the heart to your baby. Breathing in all of that gratitude, all of this love that you already have for this being, and just the amount of support that we have, not only within our own families, in our own house, but in this room. And with that, let's bring both hands together in front of the heart as we chant the sound of Om Shanti 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 together for peace to all beings. Big breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bringing our thumbs to our third eye, bowing to honor our true self, baby, and each other. Namaste.